Welcome everybody to the Daily Low with Matt, your host Matt McGregor and Tone Vase. Good morning, Tone.
Morning. Morning. I'm having a great morning. How about yourself?
I had a great day. I had a great day. The sky was falling, and I couldn't care less. I spent the whole day. I've just bought this house, right, and it's an older house in Japan, but it's been fully renovated. But I'm gonna refurb the whole garden and make it really beautiful. Put a deck and everything in. But I'm lucky to have a deck in grass area in Japan because it's quite a luxury to have. So I'm happy about that. But there's these stumps in the ground, and I've been googling like how to. I know I'm an Australian farm guy, but like how to get stumps out of the ground. Is there a better way to do it? Because it took me like 2 hours to dig this massive stump out of the ground, and I'm just googling how to get stumps out of the ground. There's got to be a better way.
I guarantee there's like a dozen YouTube videos dedicated to just that. And like experts at stumps making their own YouTube channels.
There must be 50 of them, and ultimately, I've watched about 10 of them today. And the answer is you just got to do it. You just got to dig them out. There's no alternative way. So I've got a whole day tomorrow of digging stumps out as well. So it's like and Tone, I'm so sorry. I know you hate when I wear a tank top in the show, but it's like Bali here at the moment in weather. It's insane. Nobody told me Japan was going to be 4,000 degrees and humid, 100% humidity. So, do I care about the price? Not at all. I am bullish. Tone, take us away.
I'm gonna go to live share. Did you take any trade in the last 24 hours?
No, no, no.
Oh
I've just
man.
been sitting in
I
cash.
man, this is I'm happy with this.
Tone,
So
you're Tone. I'm so sorry, mate. We did a mic check before we went on, and you
what
are
happened?
cutting out time. You're choppy,
Yeah,
real choppy.
really? Yeah,
And
we
in
did a
fact,
full, we did a proper mic check. What the hell happened?
I'm, I'm getting a feedback loop as well. To be honest, from you,
Holy shit. All right, let's try this maybe.
heaps better.
That's weird, man. We did a proper mic check on everything and like during the show, but wow, that's weird.
Mhm.
So, anyway, yeah, I'm getting like a very low reading here. No idea what's going on. So either way, we had three shows on this channel yesterday. You and I did one, Mark Wood and I made one, and then Mike Williams made one. Sammy was unable to make that show. So Mike was bearish. We were pretty bearish. And Mark Wood and I, by the time Mark Wood and I were doing the show, we were also somewhat bearish. And all those shows took place when Bitcoin was above 60. And I kept saying the same exact thing. Our only shot is an immediate capitulation, a crash down into 58,500 area, a massive recovery to get us back above the MRI support line.
I'm so sorry, Tone. Tone, I'm going to stop you, mate. Can we get some feedback in the live chat? Is anybody else hearing Tone really broken, or is it just me? It could be just my end. I don't want you to do a whole show that we have to get rid of. What are this?
Give us a night reading here.
Can you just use your computer mic?
Uh, Tone's voice is weird. What the fuck? Wait, that's proper message. What the hell? This is so annoying. Me and my $200, $300 microphones here. Um, I don't know. I changed one of the settings. Voice is broken. I hear tone okay now. Perfect. Okay. All right.
It's just when you get a bit louder, it like breaks on the high end. But all good. We'll push through. I'm sorry to cut you off, mate.
I'm gonna use the mic to my webcam. So I switched to I switched to the webcam. Okay. Anyway, so one of the things I kept talking about was a potential capitulation to just get the final low in and an immediate rebound, creating a reversal candle. Now, this is not a reversal candle. The tone-based value spike is going to stay red on this candle. But the other thing that was going to happen, and the other thing that was going to happen was going to be an MRI buy opportunity on today's candle. And today is an MRI buy, and it's coming in with a green diamond. Now, Matt's version of the green diamond, um, is coming in on a red candle. I have them set to reverse. I want to see a green candle before entering any trades. I very rarely try to catch a falling knife, but this to me looks absolutely awesome. We have now rebounded off the lows and moved up over 4% for $2,500. We are back above 61,000. If we can get above 62,000, I stay pretty damn bullish. Um, oh my God. So it actually got worse. I'm switching back to the Rode boom mic, and we'll just deal with this. This
Yeah,
is how we're staying with this.
it was worse.
Jesus Christ, I don't know what's going on. And so the other thing people have pointed out is that this is a daily consecutive, second consecutive daily MRI buy. And honestly, I didn't think anything of it. Well, first of all, I don't really pay that close attention to whether this is going to be a 1 on the MRI or a 2, because when it's happening, it doesn't really matter. I'm waiting for the MRI buy arrow or the MRI sell arrow. When it's coming in, then once it happens, I look at the number above and it could potentially alter my view on how strong that arrow is going to be. Now, I'm very aware on the weekly scale, monthly scale, that we tend to get multiple consecutive MRIs, and especially on a monthly scale, this is very, very prominent on a monthly scale that we always get more than one coming in. Okay. And this needs clearly I'm back in the tri-state area, the tri-state area of Panama. That's when you have me sneezing in the mornings. And one day I'm gonna move to Rotan and you won't hear that anymore. So this is the weird thing on the daily chart. I actually had no idea this a second consecutive MRI buy opportunity has only happened one other time in Bitcoin's history. We've had so many second consecutive bullish tops. And I assumed like here's one. I mean, you're gonna find them quite often. It's been at least probably 4 or 5 of them. Here's another one. Uh, I mean, they've happened throughout history because Bitcoin does have a bullish bias. This one must have just missed by one candle somewhere, but they've definitely happened. But I didn't even consider checking how often a second consecutive bearish move brings a second consecutive buy MRI. The only time it happened in Bitcoin's history was off of the big crash at the end of 2018. It happened right here. This is the only other time in history this happened. And it was a very, very different environment. It's hard to compare the two, but I will say one thing. This MRI sell, sorry, this MRI buy did mark the low, and the price did rebound off that low into a falling moving average. Now, the prior MRI buy was definitely not a clean buy because it happened in consolidation and you know things are going bad. And right here, once you break these lows on a red star candle, you're kind of in trouble. Okay. I think this is a buy the dip opportunity. However, and this is a big however, you now have the mother of all resistance meeting you right here at 65,000. How Bitcoin is going to crack the 65,000 resistance, I have absolutely no idea whatsoever. Buying this dip could only have a target of 65,000. Is your ultimate max target on this trade. On this trade. Not on your, you know, putting money away for your kid's college fund. This is not your target, right? This is your target for a buy the dip trade because this resistance is massive. And this resistance has the potential of bringing Bitcoin down into Matt's red wave, into even ugly old goat's target of 40,000. This has all kinds of potential to crush our dreams, make significant new lows. Okay. Also, remember what I said a week ago. We had a chance for Bitcoin to reverse from the 62 to 65,000. And then I expected 58. I never expected the 61, 62,000 to reverse Bitcoin. That's exactly what happened as well. We went, once we could not reverse on this MRI and on the 128-day moving average, we busted right through 61. Like, it didn't even hold the price for 3 hours. It was a straight down shot from 63 to 58 in one day. This is exactly what I expected. Okay. I didn't think this MRI support line would hold the price. Now we have actually a clean higher closing low. That's noticeable higher closing low. We have a noticeable higher swing low. And they're actually parallel, surprisingly. This has a chance to hold Bitcoin up, okay? Especially if our oscillators are diverging, and they are. Right here, this is that hidden divergence situation. Now, not all of them are. The MACD is terrible, and the CMF is terrible, but the RSI gave you a lower low, okay? This is promising, but it's only promising into resistance, and then we reevaluate, and then we start praying right here that we are able to crack this monster of resistance. I'm gonna pretty much leave it here. The monthly chart is on an MRI sell, which is not good. The 2-month chart is on an MRI sell, which is not good. All of this is bad. The weekly chart is on a red star candle, and if this closes on a red star candle, that is bad, pointing to 46. Everything is bad. My position remains at 20%. But when we get to 65, I may consider getting the hell out and potentially even shooting if we're going from 65 to 61. That is going to be a very scary situation. And the short-term charts, did we have anything? Not really. We had an MRI warning candle on the 1 hour, in a 4 hour. Then we catch an MRI on a 4 hour, but it doesn't really matter. Hey, Dave, look at that. Wow. Beautiful MRI buy on a 4 hour. Mark and I were doing our video in the beginning of this candle, and it still crashed a little bit further. But we weren't talking how the 4 hours got a shot to reverse the daily, and that's exactly what it did. But now your upside is incredibly limited. And I'm going to hand it off to Matt at this point. Go for it.
That was incredible because everything the time that you spent then on the daily charts was everything that I've got here in my notes. So that's great. You've saved me a lot of time there. I'm going to go to the weekly time frame and point out the obvious bearishness of it, and then I almost want to just copy and paste what you said on the daily for what could be the upside target and the opportunity for a recovery from this point. Before I go any further, please like and subscribe. Please share it with your friends. We had nearly 2,500 viewers yesterday. I said to Tone before the show, we tend to have, when the market crashes or the market pumps, we tend to have a lot more viewers and we get a lot more negative Nancy's in the comments. So it goes both ways. But you win, you lose. Please like, subscribe, share it with your friends. Please use the Discord group in the affiliate link below, blah, blah, blah. Here we go. Let's get into it. All right. I'll start, as I said, on the weekly time frame, just to show you some of the oscillators and some of the things that are happening under the hood here, which of course for concern. This is why alphanumerics is a tool that y'all should have, because when this went red, bearish, when the wave turned red back, well, here somewhere, I will find it on the daily time frame, it probably around 61,000. It was when it's easy to find because it was Tone's MRI buy candle. This is when you really should go play golf, is what I said at the time. And I should have listened to that myself because I gave a lot back. The money that I made like through here, I gave a lot back. Trust me, in this period here, getting big, right? So I should have listened to my own indicator a lot more. I think doing these shows sort of made me feel like I should be in a trade every day when I don't normally do that. And I've decided to go back to what I do best. All right. But this is the whole point of it. When that wave turns red, there's still going to be ups and downs. And we got bloody damn close to breaking that to a green wave on the way up here. But it's proven to be right. And it tends to do that. It tends to do that. These are very, they're like, this is an example of a quick flip. Very rarely does that happen. They tend to be months, months and months and months. And we're back down now to probably lower than the price we were when the wave flipped red. And you could have just saved yourself a hell of a lot of trouble just by going into cash then. Seriously. You could have saved yourself a hell of a lot of trouble and just waited for it to go green again, because you want to be holding when it goes green. You really, really, really want to have uh Bitcoin in your pocket when the wave turns green, because this thing goes ballistic when it goes green. But when it goes red, it can stay red for a very, 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 very long time. And you could buy the dip to the cows come home, and it's a pain in the arse. But we are still red. We are still down here now. So that's one of the cases that I can make why we're still bearish. There is a red star candle on the MRI on the weekly time frame, as Tone pointed out. That's bearish. The oscillators, the Copic curve, which I value very, very highly, is getting near to the zero line. We don't want that to cross into the zero line. It doesn't mean it's going to stay in the zero line for forever, or obviously like that, but like it can stay for a really long time. Really, remember, we're on the weekly time frame right now. Under, okay. We want the best buys of the breaking on the way up into strength on these Copic curves. Certainly not when we start to cross below the zero line. And after the monster run up we've had for a year and a half, it is getting close to it. There's no second guessing that. The RSI on the weekly time frame is obviously pointing straight down, but it's still above 50. And Socrates' EXA on the weekly time frame back here, I was extraordinarily bullish because of all the reasons why it's a great time to be bullish, but it failed, and it's now negative again and getting lower and lower. They're the obvious standout points of why the higher time frames here are looking a bit troublesome, not to mention the MRI top on the monthly time frame. There's just a few things to consider there. Now, I'm going to bring it back to somewhat of a positive spin here. We're still above the 30 simple moving average on the weekly time frame, which we did get near to, and we stayed above it. That's fine and dandy to be above that. I'm not stretching. I have some people might say, geez, he's stretching for a bloody something to say. I'm not. The daily green diamond here did come in at the low, but I mean, it's on the candle close. It was in yesterday's show when we were at 61. It was still in the whole way down, and the candle closed at 60,100. It still counts. Tone's green diamond is on the reverse, which is, as you know, right here in the settings. It's on the bottom of this candle, but that's the same price either way. So that's a positive sign. The double consecutive MRI. I actually said that in yesterday's show. I really like that there's a second consecutive MRI bottom on the daily time frame. But this is where I want to cut in to Tone's analysis. That yes, I absolutely think this is a terrific buy, and I absolutely do think that we'll get a response. But the first targets I'd be looking at is the same as Tone sort of said, just to recover this exact candle. which would come back to the 7 simple moving average at 63,200. Because let's say we break that, all right, and we get up here, we break it, and we start to get a green star candle on the daily. Great. Well, now we've got the 50 and the 30 to contend with. Back to the breakout point as well. It's going to be, as Tone said, and I completely agree, very, very, very difficult. So I see, as Tone said, a fantastic buy the dip trade in this zone, which I've been saying all week. And Tone mentioned those were at a higher low. That's what I've been saying for fucking 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I've been saying that. I'd love to get a buy in this zone off a daily green diamond, as long as it stays higher than here. Go back and watch any show I've made in the last 3 weeks, month. I've said the same thing. Crikey. But I do agree with Tone that getting above this zone right here is going to be a challenge. And you can even put this dot here where the MRI support and resistance zone is now to the upside as really where we got to get above right now. And I think that the smart money would probably, there's going to be a big sell-off if we do pump up to here very quickly. A big sell-off. So it's just my opinion on that. The only thing I will say, which is another little saving grace here, is this is what I'm excited to go back to fully automated trading and get out of any kind of discretionary trading. Because Bangbox is designed for this, right? Like, let's just turn Bangbox on for a second. And I know it's not available yet. I'm just wetting the whistle here. But this is what I wanted, man. Like, the criteria for an entry is now moved down, right? It's not just simply just getting above this line is a buy. That's not how it works at all. There's a lot more that goes into it. But I mean, like, we start to get above 61,600 and get in this zone, and when a few things have the stars align here, we'll get a great little trade on to pump up fully automated with the bang box. It'll be in and out, great. And we can trade it all the way back up, fully automated. So that's what I'm most excited about, getting back to the roots here. I'm coming off screen share now, Tone. Coming back to you. So get your finger out of your nose. Just kidding. I'm not that bearish. I'm not that bearish. I think I don't know what's going to happen if we come back up to that mark, get rejected, come back down to 61. Then yeah, I'm fucking bearish, man. I'm bearish. I'm going to give ugly old go to call and say, damn it, shit, should have listened. But as it stands right now, I think that this is a buy the dip zone, at least to that point.
I completely agree. This is a buy the dip zone. And then the other part of it is, not only is this a buy the dip zone, if we do get to 65, and I would love to see us get into 65, people may want to consider using that opportunity to potentially reduce their holdings. Like those that missed getting out on the crash to 58 and held through it. This is your shot. And the reason is because it is fairly safe. I'm going to go back to my charts one more time. And I was just looking at what the ETFs are doing. There's also all these rumors about Mt. Gox selling Bitcoin to finally pay people. I'm not sure what's that amounting to. I don't know how much they're going to sell. I don't know if they already started selling. It could be that people are nervous that they're going to sell. I don't really know yet. The other situation is that if it rallies, and I'm using the 4-day chart here, so let's just stick with the 4-day chart. If it rallies back here to 65, 66, and you decide and you feel that it's going to go back to, let's say, 49, let's not put Ugly's target on the chart yet. You exiting right here and playing it safe allows you to admit you made a mistake when it does break that MRI line that Matt was talking about earlier, right here at 70. So it's just a zone. And by the way, there is a new one being formed right now.
That's the one I was talking about.
This is even better. Okay.
Yeah, that's the
So
one I meant.
your risk is very small. If you get out right here at 64, you know you made a mistake if the price is now above 67.5. That is very, very small. But if you are right, you can save you can avoid a $10,000 move against you. But if you are wrong, you're gonna go back into the trade, into the long trade at 67.5, because once Bitcoin breaks all of these moving averages, And the new upcoming MRI resistance line, that's coming in at 67. It's coming in at exactly 67.5. Once it breaks that, you become very, very confident, especially if the CMF by then is green and the RSI by then has crossed over. This becomes finally a chance to break out. And the later this happens, the better.
Agreed, mate. Totally agree.
And we can leave
Awesome.
it there.
Yeah, let's wind her up. What's the S&P doing? Last call.
Nothing is just consolidating.
All right.
Nothing interesting. Probably nothing interesting on gold and nothing interesting on oil, other than it's moving up. It's got a green star candle. If oil goes above, if oil has its own resistance right here between 87 and the MMI resistance line at 92. Beyond these things, man, if oil starts to rally, US is in a bit of trouble here. I know the US is a huge oil producer, but if people think that inflation is hurting them now, the price of oil goes above 90 and it's still the summer season, like August, in the early September holidays here in the US, man, people are going to be out for blood in the election.
I was gonna say, do you actually think going into an election that the price of oil is going to be high? No way. Can't be.
Um, I don't believe that it will be. I think they will do everything in their power to keep oil prices down. But if things escalate in the Middle East and Russia, you never know.
Maybe.
All right, then we're gonna leave it there.
Well, I'm
Don't
sorry for the
in-person financial summit.
absolutely. Check that out. Sorry for the audio issues tonight. It's normally me, so it's kind of funny that it's Tone tonight. Tone's been doing this for 10 years. You'd think you would have figured it out by now. See you tomorrow. Hold the
Okay.
faith and pull profits. Buy shit when the price goes up. Buy a house for your wife. All right, guys. See you tomorrow.